Hi, do you currently live in Arizona or are you thinking about moving to the Phoenix or Scottsdale area? Well, you may want to know what's going on most recently in the housing market. Here's an update for Phoenix and Scottsdale and Maricopa County in general for July 2025. You'll be surprised at what's going on in luxury real estate even in the summer this year. Hey, let's take a look here at a market snapshot of Maricopa County, which is comprised of about 9,200 square miles in the Metro Phoenix area. So this goes back about from April through July. And as you see, the median sales price is running about 490. Now, if you focus just on Phoenix, the median sales price during that time period is about 455. And in Scottsdale, it's about 965. So a little bit price difference there. But one thing that's been pretty consistent is the days on market are running 60 days, 65 days. The number of properties for sale, once we hit the summer months in Arizona, you'll see that it's down. In this time period, it's gone down a bit and it's continuing. It's going to continue to go down this summer. And that's pretty standard. When it gets to be over 100 degrees, people are not want to out buying as many houses. And this figure here, it's higher in terms of the monthly supply of inventory, but I'll show you another chart in a minute that'll explain that while it's high, we kind of need it there because it's been too low. It's been a seller's market most recently. Okay, for the rest of this update, unfortunately, it's just going to be a voiceover. The video part accidentally got deleted. Oops, apologize. Anyway, so here's an interesting table. So Armless, Arizona MLS, it's all of Maricopa County and little pieces of Pinal County, which can go east of Phoenix and south of Phoenix. This is a comparison of June of 2025 to June of 2024. And so we grew in sales. Look, we did about 300 more properties than we did the previous year. And just for 1 month compared to the 1 month a year back. This is not a whole entire year straight. So as you can see, the green means that we went higher in the number of homes sold. We went higher in almost every price range. The only one that we went just a tiny bit backwards was the 2 to 3 million range. Most of the others were higher. And so look at luxury. Anything over between 1.5 to 2 million, we grew 25% versus the previous year, the same month. And then also luxury, anything over 3 million was a little bit higher as well in addition. So interesting facts here. I have a couple of other call outs here. So even though currently in a buyer's market, some things I've been experiencing when I'm out there with some of my buyers are we are still running into multiple offer situations and where it's happening in a couple of spots. So either a home that is very well renovated in a great area, move-in ready, nothing to do, and it's all modernized. Yep, you're going to get multiple offers a lot of times in popular spots for those types of homes. And then also when you look at this chart, 300 to 600,000 range, you run into a lot of cash buyers. There's situations where I've tried a few times and a cash buyer will beat out oftentimes somebody that has a loan, but just keep trying. Don't give up. Eventually we do get them into a house, but it's just something to think about. Just because it's a buyer's market doesn't mean it's be all end all, nothing else happening. And it's dead. There are pockets of frenzies where it gets a little competitive at times. Okay, here's the last slide I wanted to show you. So this is the one where when you go back in time, we can go all the way back to the early 2000s. And then you see here in 07, 08, 09, that's when the housing crisis happened. Things are tightened up now. The mortgage industry is not what it was back then. But on the news, you will hear, oh my goodness, there's so many listings. Again, people aren't buying. But look at this. So I've highlighted some of these charts red from 2025. That is just getting us back to the inventory levels that we had back in 2012, 13, and 14, which are time periods that we consider healthier in terms of how many homes are available. We don't want to go back to 2021 inventory. That created a seller's frenzy, and there weren't as many properties available if you're a buyer. If you're a seller, it was nice, but then, once you sell that place, you got to turn around and buy something else, and then you're back into competing with others. I would argue that right now, getting that inventory up a little bit, getting back to where we were in 12, 13, 14 is a better place to be. You want to have more choices for to buy a house. And, if you're a seller, yeah, you may have to do a few more things than you have in the past, but a lot of you guys are sitting on equity. You have money out there in your house. You have the space to fix a few things up, negotiate a little bit with the buyer and still come out very much where you want to be and not overpay for your next place. So I would argue, do you want to go look at a house right now, or do you want to wait until inventory shrink again and it becomes more of a frenzy? Right now in Phoenix and Scottsdale, we're coming up on our second busiest part of the season in the fall. So the first busiest season obviously is in the spring, which in Phoenix can start in February, January, February, that's spring for us. And then in the fall, which starts in October, November, December is what we call fall here in Phoenix. I would, if you're thinking about selling, fall is a good time. It's the second busiest time, like I said, to sell. You may want to start working now on fixing your house up. Talk to a realtor. If you have any questions or if you need some guidance, give me a call. My contact info is here. And let me help you figure out a plan. Or if you're looking to buy, the mortgage rates have been pretty stable for a couple of years, bouncing in the sixes. Last year, they went up in the sevens a bit, but they have been fairly consistent the last couple of years. I think we're going to hang out here for a little bit. Maybe we'll drop before the end of the year into the lower sixes, but we're not going, the norm is not 2, 3, or 4% anymore. People, as you saw, are still buying. So do you want to wait and get analysis paralysis, or do you need to do things for yourself and your family? So I would argue, talk to somebody, talk to a realtor, look at options out there, and don't pay attention to everything that's in the media. Go do your own investigative work and see if the timing is right for you right now.